An escalation in the Gulf has raised fresh fears that a fragile ceasefire between the United States and Iran could be unraveling, as both sides traded attacks across the region overnight. Iran launched missiles and drones towards Kuwait and Bahrain early Wednesday, while US forces carried out strikes on Iran's Qasem Island near the Strait of Hormuz. The latest flare-up comes as diplomatic efforts to end the nearly 100-day conflict remains deadlocked, according to Kuwait state news agency. Missiles and drones struck facilities linked to Kuwait International Airport, causing damage, disrupting flights, and injuring several people. India later confirmed that one of its citizens were killed in the incident and that several others were injured. However, the US military offered a different account, saying Iranian missiles either fell short of their targets or broke apart in flight, while other projectiles were intercepted before reaching key sites. In Bahrain, air raid sirens sounded after Iran launched missiles and drones towards facilities hosting the US Fifth Fleet. CENTCOM said all incoming threats were intercepted and no American personnel or military assets were harmed. Just hours before the attacks on Kuwait and Bahrain, US forces struck targets on Iran's Qasem Island. Washington said that the operation targeted drone threats and military infrastructure linked to attacks on shipping in the Gulf. Iran, meanwhile, accused the US of attacking an Iranian oil tanker near the Strait of Hormuz, damaging the vessel and violating the existing ceasefire. Iranian media reported that Tehran responded by targeting a vessel it identified as linked to the United States. The latest exchange once again places the Strait of Hormuz at the center of the conflict. The strategic waterway normally handles 1/5 of the global oil and liquefied natural gas trade, making any disruption a major concern for international energy markets. Iran's foreign ministry warned that any threat to its interests in the strait would trigger further responses and accused Kuwait and Bahrain of facilitating American military operations. Both Gulf states host major US military facilities. The military escalation comes as negotiations between Washington and Tehran continue to face major obstacles. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said sanctions relief would only be considered if Iran agrees to abandon its nuclear activities. Iran, meanwhile, is seeking access to frozen oil reserves, relief from sanctions, and an end to restrictions affecting its port and energy exports.
Did you warn President Trump before the war in Iran began that this conflict would drive up costs on gas, food, travel, and shit?
Yeah, I'll warn you right now, I don't do yes or no answers.
Yeah,
So
well, I only have 5 minutes. I know when you
so
was
do
a
I.
senator, you know
I
about
never
this
did yes or
business,
no answers
and I
to
know you're
people.
trying to go out so that you can run out my 5 minutes. That's a simple
I'm gonna
question.
run out your 5 minutes. You're running out your 5 minutes.
Did you-
I don't do yes or no question. You want to ask me a question? I'll answer.
I'm
your
answering.
question.
You answer my question. Mine was my time. Did you?
Did I what?
Yes or no? Did you warn President Trump
The president
before
was
the
fully-
Iran war began that this conflict would drive up costs on gas, food, travel, and shit?
The president,
yes or no?
The president and the full administration was aware that there would be consequences to action, but the consequences
Let
of
me
Iran
move
having
on.
a nuclear weapon were worse.
Did you warn him? Did you warn him that launching a war in Iran could result in the regime placing a chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz?
All the risk factors were understood, but the most important risk
I
factor
just
was
want to know
Iran
if you did
cannot
your
have a
job.
nuclear
Did you
weapon.
warn him?
Iran
If
cannot
you
have
didn't
a
warn him,
nuclear
say yes. It's simple.
Everyone was aware of what Iran might
Did you
do in
warn him?
retaliation.
I'm asking you a second. Did you
Everyone
warn
was
him?
aware.
Don't
of
want to
what
answer that. Let
Iran
me ask
would
you the
do.
next question.
But the worst part
Did
is
you
that they
warn
can't
the
have a nuclear-
president that launching U.S. strikes against Iran would result in retaliatory attacks on U.S. allies, partners, and Americans living or working in the Middle East?
Everyone
Yes
understood
or
what
no?
Iran would do in response.
Did you warn them?
We were prepared for any response that
You
they
warn?
came out with.
Okay.
We knew it.
Just want to make
but
sure.
they can't have a nuclear
So
weapon.
you said you warned them. Did you warn the president that the personal stock purchases and companies profiting from the war that he launched could present a conflict of interest?
I'm not aware of the president's stock purchases. I don't deal with that, and I don't even know what you're saying is true.
Well, we know that because it is made public what his stock purchases were.
You say so. I don't read the president's
All right,
the
so-
financial disclosure, but I don't believe that.
Well, I think then the president should be more transparent.
Comments that we've been hearing about the status of Iran's military.
was answered.
Iranian negotiators have also linked wider regional issues to the talk, warning that continued Israeli military operations in Lebanon could further complicate efforts to reach a settlement. The latest attacks marks one of the most serious escalations since the Pakistan-mediated ceasefire took effect in April. While both sides insist they remain committed to diplomacy, the renewed exchanges of strikes highlights how fragile the situation remains. With the conflict approaching its 100th day, the coming days could prove crucial in determining whether the negotiations could move forward or whether the region strides back towards a broader confrontation.